sun and the moon and all the stars in the sky. Yeah? But before we get started with that, we're going to have to determine some directions. Do you guys know what a compass looks like and how to use it? Yeah? Without looking at the compass, who can tell me which way is north? Which way? Point.
Yeah.
North? I think you had it. Which point? Yep, that way. How about south?
Towards me, everyone.
Yep, that's the way. And which way is east? And what's special about the east? What's on my back?
Sun.
Yes, in the east, the sun rises. And as the day progresses, the sun goes over our head on a path that's called
Then it
the...
goes to west.
It does. It travels on
No.
a path called the
I'm not part of that
ecliptic,
group.
which we'll come back to later. And then the sun travels all the way across and sets down in the west. And once it sets, we see the moon. So now that we know what we're looking at, the moon's up and it's nighttime. What are the two biggest things we see in the sky? The moon and the earth. And the stars.
There's three.
Well, the two biggest would be the moon and the earth. But since we're on Earth and the moon's all the way in the sky, it's really hard to tell how big they are. So, if we compare some sizes, let's say the moon is the size, or the Earth is the size of this soccer ball, and the moon would then be about the size of this little ball. Now, can I have a volunteer? Come on up. So this is the Earth, and this is the moon. How far do you take the moon? How far do you think it would be away from the Earth? About that far? All right, can I have another volunteer? I saw your hand first. You can take the moon. Oh, I still need you up here. Here, you can grab the Earth. I need you to go into that corner, and can you go into that corner? If the Earth was this size, and the moon was that size, they'd be about that far apart. Is that a lot further than you thought? Yeah? If these were the sizes of the two, the sun would be about a mile away. That's how far it is in space. That's a really big distance. So now that we know, I can take these back. Now that we know about those two, what's left in the sky that we can see? Yeah?
Stars.
Stars, and there's one other thing.
Moon? And the sun? Earth?
We already went over those ones. What's one more thing? What's Earth? What is Earth in our solar system?
The planet.
And is it the only planet? No, there's a few others. There's 8 others. Let's see if we can go through them. What's the planet closest to the sun? Close. Mercury. After Mercury comes Venus, then Earth, then Mars. Then there's the asteroid belt, which kind of divides up the planets. And after that comes Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And those are all the planets. Yeah.
I have been told that probably from the asteroid field, there used to be probably planets there until like something happened to the asteroid field, like a whole bunch of moons right where the asteroid.
That is possible. Because of the way the solar system is, the sun is in the middle and all the planets and the asteroids are in the sun's gravity are pulled in a circle around it. And sometimes those things will collide together. So many of the asteroids that are in the asteroid belt could have at one time been moons or planets that just collided and broke apart. So moving on to the planets, they can be seen in the sky, but they change their position around a lot. They're not like the stars where you can see them in the same spot at the same time every night.
So moving stars are planets.
Exactly. That's how we can tell them apart. When we see a dot say we see a bright red dot in the sky, does anybody know which planet that most likely is?
Mars.
You got it. Mars is usually really bright red compared to the pale white or yellows of the stars. So if we see that red dot moving around from night to night, we can guess that that's probably Mars. Another planet, Venus, when it moves around, it's at a spot when the sun rises in the east or sets in the west. It's often visible as a really bright light right at sunset or sunrise. And it's often called the morning star or evening star, depending on where the sun is. So, we got the planets, we got the Earth, the sun, the moon.
There's one thing that's very weird.
What's that?
Combines all those things.
What's that? G, the galaxy. And the galaxy's filled with planets and stars. And when we look at the stars, we can see kinds of shapes, and you can kind of see them around the room now. Yeah?
I
Question?
saw a part of the Milky Way when I was walking towards my home. I saw a little bit of the Milky Way.
You can. And at night, if you're not around very many lights, if you look up in the sky, you can see a band across that's a little bit brighter than the rest. It's filled with looks like more stars. And that band is the Milky Way galaxy that we can see from standing here right on Earth.
I saw a pony in it.
A pony? Are you sure you weren't seeing Pegasus? Because that's a constellation we're going to look at. So, I want you guys to all close your eyes. We're going to move on into the constellations. So close your eyes and imagine you're on a beach in Marquette. It's a calm night, clear skies, and you can hear the water running up right below your feet. You guys hear the water lapping up, nice and calm, and you start to notice that the sky is really clear, no clouds at all. And you guys start to see some constellations appear in the sky. You look around and you see more and more stars. And now, if you guys open your eyes, you'll start to see some of the constellations come to life. So I want you guys to get up and go look at some of these constellations that you see. Next to all of them are little papers that give a little explanation about it.
Move your paper down toward the light a little bit and you'll be able to read it. Good.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Which one is Pegasus?
I guess this is right over here.
You have a little bit.
The Little Dipper, I don't. They're like the Big Dipper is found right in these two right along this one, right there. See it? Thor? I don't have Thor. Sorry. Are you thinking about Orion? Orion is right here.
Ryan, yeah, that's a good one.
It's all gone.
The only one I saw is Pegasus.
I see the sun.
You see the sun?
I see the sun.
The sun is about to rise real soon. All right, guys. Could you guys circle back around the
I
compass?
see the sun.
Close
I see
your
the
eyes.
sun. The sun.
Okay.
Let's leave that on the ground. Leave the compass on the ground. Or else we'll forget which direction we're facing.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, what's that?
Never eat soggy waffles.
That's good. Did everybody hear that? Never eat soggy waffles. It's a way to remember the directions of the compass. Never stands for north. Eat stands for east. Soggy stands for south. And waffles stands for west.
If you like to eat worms, never eat sandy worms.
Never eat. So when you guys were looking at the constellations, were there any ones that you specifically liked or that you wanted to comment about?
That one.
Which one?
Pegasus and I can't remember what
Pegasus and Andromeda?
it's called. Yeah.
What did you like about that one?
I like how, cause like the Pegasus was, it was so cool because like the stars can make it by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool.
That is cool. Which one was your
Pegasus.
Pegasus? Yeah.
Because I actually saw it in this. I never see it.
You've seen it in the sky and you can see it now? Is that what you're saying? Cool.
I know what that one is, but there's another.
Which one? Yep, go grab the picture.
It's gone.
It's gone. Oh, looks like to your left. To the north.
Taurus.
Taurus, yes, the bull. Why'd you like that one?
Because I like bulls.
You like bulls? Alright guys, well, the night's coming to an end and the sun is rising in the east. And that means the lights come back on and the stars are gone until tomorrow night. And that's the end of what we had for you today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.
There's in the sky. There's one star. There's still stars.
There's still stars.
Morning
Sometimes
star.
you can see stars in the daylight.
Sometimes.
So that's all I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we're going to move on to the next program for you guys, which is it you?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm going to hand you over to Vaughn.
Well, first, everyone say thank you to Eric.
Thank you.
Your name definitely.